tutor to teach somebody. There was a lot of ignorance back in those days. You know, people couldn't write the name, so they put an X beside their name. But you know something worse than being an illiterate ignoramus is being a literate ignoramus. I would rather not be able to read my name on these box cars on this trailer or train going down the road right here and know Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Than to know the laws of thermodynamics backwards and not know Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Do you realize what happens in public schools nowadays? Do you realize what happens back when they had this big issue of bringing sex education into the elementary school? They was going to teach it. Well, they do teach it in kindergarten now. We had all these meetings about this stuff, and I learned then that the federal government back then, that was in, I guess that was about 85, 86, somewhere back in there. The federal government then gave Iker School, every public school got $1,000 per student to run that school a year. If that school did not follow the federal curriculum, then that school lost that $1,000 a student that year. Now, I'll stop and think for a minute. Those folks up there that make our federal school curriculum, they're a little bit, a whole lot. Forcing our kids to read books like Heather Has Two Mommies.
Yeah.
Two lesbians raising a kid, and that's supposed to be, that's going against the traditional thought of the family has a mommy and a daddy and a child or two children or something. I think each family, the family day has 2.4 kids or something like that. I don't know how you get that point in there. That's what the federal government is teaching. And when the federal government says you can't have the Bible in school any longer, then you have to take the Bible out or you lose your money.
Yep.
I love the money is root of all evil.
Yep.
And if you try to homeschool your kids, then the federal government tries to get all of you. Got all the qualifications. You know what? That bunch of these public schools, there's a few good public school teachers. Don't get me wrong, but the curriculum over there, that ain't fit to raise a dog with.
Amen.
They can squeeze every bit of mathematics and history and reading and writing in about 30 minutes a day.
Yep.
Well, they could back in the 70s when I was in there. I know they could probably squeeze it in about 20 minutes nowadays for what they learn. But they went from teaching kids to change them from the traditional teachings of the church and the family to make them this modern, everything goes secular humanist type junk that you see out there today and going against God, country. You know what? They don't teach, but I was asking some of these kids the other day, do you know who Daniel Boone is? They don't know who Daniel Boone is. They have no clue. And they don't know who Davy Crockett was. I mean, that was my heroes back in Lewis and Clark. When I was in school, my greatest aim in this world was to have me a flintlock musket and go shoot Indians. I mean, and I killed more Indians. I guess that might give me a complex over in the cow pasture, and more Japs and more Germans over there with a piece of stove wood. Yeah. That most kids today have killed ninjas on video games. That didn't bother me not. Well, some people would say it disturbed me. I mean, all that violence and all that stuff. But you know what? I learned that from history.
Yeah.
I learned that America went to the war. You ask most kids today in high school, when did World War II take place? They don't know. 1865, as far as they know. That's right. You ask them when did World War I take place? They don't know. 1776. They have quit teaching history. And this guy here taught these kids more in a log cabin behind his house in the backyard than they're doing with thousands of millions of dollars in public schools right now. You know what? Here in Burke County, they're going to have to build close to a school per year to keep up with the influx of people coming into our county. Dalton County is the same way. They're building that one, just got through building one up at Patton. They're building one over in Lovelay right now. There's such an influx of people coming in. What are they teaching them? What are they teaching? City. Well, Gilbert Tennant, he learned Greek, Hebrew. He learned evangelism, first work in the Bible. And I would say that he was pretty smart. He'd have to learn his ABCs and how to cipher pretty good if he learned all that stuff by his daddy in the backyard in a school. You know what school is nowadays? It's babysitting a bunch of rabble. You can't get them to sit down, you grow them up. And I don't want to get him started on that. Okay. Next guy here is Jonathan Edwards. Did you name that kid? Did not you know him? Okay. Well, we'll pretend like he was anyway. I hope God puts his power on you like he did. Yeah. They said Jonathan Edwards' preaching was in a monotone voice, said he stood straight behind the pulpit. He wasn't like George Whitefield or some of those other great preachers at that time. And you know what? People think that, and they mistake running and hollering and stuff for great preaching. You say, boy, we had a time over there at the camp meeting. You ought to see him. He was sweating. He had his tie pulled around sideways, his shirt tails out. Well, we had a time over at the camp meeting. Well, what did he preach on? I don't know, but we had a time. They quit listening to what somebody says and see how they do it. And stop listening to how they say it, and tone of voice excites that flesh. Well, I think that the right kind of preaching will excite the flesh and the spirit. You can't keep somebody's attention with them trying to sit there and sleep on you. I mean, you have to be almost actor. Today you do. Oh, Percy Ray, has anybody ever heard of Percy Ray? He was actor. I'm not sure. Before he got saved, he was actor on Broadway, if I'm not mistaken. No, sir. They said he could do some stuff on that pulpit back when he was younger. Said he would make out like he'd get shot and fall flat on his back. Had that sermon, Red Lights to Hell. I think Daddy Castle stole that from him one time. They had a big old flashing lights, red light here and red and green light here, and they turned lights off in the auditorium and preached that sermon, Red Lights to Hell. Really dramatic, you know. And there ain't nothing wrong with that as long as you're saying the right thing. Nowadays, people have watched that television, that thing flashing and sirens going off and dogs barking and people getting shot. I forget now what it was, but by the time you were 20 years old, I think you've seen something like 100,000 murders in your lifetime on television. Well, you see at least 4 or 5 a night, don't you? I mean, I like to watch cops, and that's real, but I like it better when they get out and pop caps. You know, there's this big old redneck boy on there the other night. So help me, he had a big charbacker in his mouth. He could look 4 or 5 them deputies, them little worm-looking deputies. They shot him with a stun gun. Hello, don't shoot me no more. Please don't shoot me no more. And they pulled those things out of it. He said, I've been stabbed with a knife. He said, I've been shot twice. He said, I've been hit in the head with an axe. But ain't nothing ever hurt me that bad. I think he's a pretty tough old boy. But Jonathan Edwards, he wasn't excited like that. He stood straight behind the pulpit. Remember now, these are the days before lights, electric lights. These are days even before Coleman lanterns. These are days in candles and torches. And he's standing up there in the pulpit at night holding the candle up and reading his sermon off of a piece of paper that he wrote down. His most famous sermon, like I've said several times, is Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God, still being printed today. Said men and women would cling to their seats and grab hold of building supports, fearing that they would drop off into hell. Screams and moans from convicted sinners would be heard from a great distance. Isn't that something? I'd like to see that. I would like to see that. They call it the Mormon pitch back then, where people would come to the altar crying, weeping because they were sinners. You don't see people weeping anymore because they've done anything wrong. People today don't do anything wrong. I think I'm about the only one that does wrong anymore. But back then, sin was sin. And you know what's happened? Preachers have quit preaching that sin is sin anymore. Well, God still loves you. Well, He does love you. Don't get me wrong, He does love you. But He'll tear your britches off of you and spank you real good. Matter of fact, He'll walk you upside the head sometimes. And people don't preach it anymore. You can be queer, and God still just loves you just as much as He does anybody else. I wonder why He bothered to strike the match to Sodom and Gomorrah. And people think that nowadays living in adultery and there ain't nothing wrong with that. People nowadays take the Lord's name in vain like it wasn't nothing. I mean, you know what? If the Holy Spirit would be like He was 200 years ago or 300 years ago, probably none of us would be alive here today. God wouldn't put up this generation. And it might be a good thing that we don't have the power of God like we did back then, because most of us probably wouldn't be here. And now, don't get me wrong, God still saves people. They'll come to Him. But you know what? You have to realize, first of all, and first and foremost, that you've sinned against the righteous and almighty God before you can come to Christ. You know where most of that comes from? I've been teaching about it, preaching about it, train up a child in the way she should go. Because kids today don't have any discipline. They don't know the difference between right and wrong. That has to be taught a kid that right is right and wrong is wrong. Nowadays, they are taught that if you can get by with it and you think it's going to advance you, then it's right. Cheat on your test. Steal if you don't, or lie if you think it's going to help you. There ain't nothing wrong with a little lie. How many of you heard that? There ain't nothing wrong with just a little lie. Yeah. And nowadays, everything is instead of black and white, it's sort of a homogenized, like that old milk. Everybody drunk milk with real cream on it. I never did like it cream. We'd get down there Stanley Combs, Mom and them, we'd go there and milk that old cow, come back in there and cows and hounds would have a big old pickle jar full of, gallon pickle jar full of whole milk in the refrigerator. And people that drank store-bought milk said it's watered down. I know what it is. I think they said you take 9 gallons of milk, make 9 gallons of milk out of 1 gallon of real milk. Especially that 1% stuff. But you take the cream on top of that stuff about that big, and it separated. There was a difference there. If you homogenize that stuff, you stick a blender down in there and blend it all together, you can't tell the cream from the milk anymore. That's the way this world has become. You can't tell the sin. You can't tell the Christian from the sinners anymore, and you don't have any sin from righteousness anymore. And that's the sad thing. Talking about Jonathan Edwards here, people would travel for days and hundreds of miles on horseback, wading or walking on backwoods trails, dirt roads, in the day before electricity, fast foods and hotels. They would camp out often for a month or more, and often thousands would attend his meetings. Ain't that something? The tide of the awakening. In the tide of the awakening, I said, I got this somewhere. Yeah, the results of the awakening, thousands came to know Christ. In America, if there was a Christian nation, it came about in part because of the influence of this awakening. Had this not happened when it did, and you're having the signers of our Constitution, you're having people that are going to be generals and majors and colonels and sergeants, and their parents and grandparents are going through this thing. This is the thing they taught their